Hey YouTube, hey Facebook. Well, the weather outside of Houston, Texas, I live in Richmond, about 30 miles west of Houston, and it is pretty bad out there. And there's clouds, and it's hard to see the moon. I did see it for a while, but then it all of a sudden got hard to see. So I decided that I was going to take that video that I showed you yesterday and make some modifications to it. And to do that, I want to bring up Corel Video Studio Pro X3, which is the editing program that I use. By the way, you can buy this version on Amazon, brand new, for $14, believe it or not. I want to drop in to the timeline the video that I took yesterday of the moon. One of the things I noted that during the course of watching these videos and doing my tests, I want to mark in a segment that's, okay, I mark in and I want to play it. And you can notice how it's moving around. You're always going to have movement up there. And I was trying to find a program that would stop the shakes or minimize them. And then when you move from one scene to another, that scene moves smooth. You're not going to eliminate all the shakes, but you can have a tendency when you run it through these programs to smooth it up. So I want to just get a small segment of movement and see how it's moving left, and I want to clean it up. A lot of people in astronomy don't realize that you have a lot of software tools that can improve things. And I mentioned on that video yesterday AVI Stack 2 and RegiStack 6 that analyzed the videos and made pictures of them. Okay, that's good enough. So let's just mark out. Okay. Now what we have is a segment. If we go to Project View and select the entire timeline, and we go to Story View, let's see if I do it right. Now we go to Share. Now this video, see, is just that little segment. See that little segment that I made. So isolated on the timeline. Now I just have the video that I'm going to use to create a video file that I can read into. I'm going to go to Custom, this other program. It's going to be a Microsoft AVI file uncompressed, and I'll call it Shakes because it's it has the shakes, and it'll be saved in the Pew. We'll let it run. I was searching on the internet for a program that would be adequate in use for astronomy, and on YouTube, of course, you can find anything. And I found a guy that raced motorcycles, and he loved to take. He had a camera sitting on his handlebars, and he was taking pictures rolling down the road. And you know, it's shaking and vibrating and everything else, but yet he demonstrated how he could get rid of all that. It was just, you know, a smooth picture. It was wonderful. And I said, this is going to be ideal for taking pictures of the moon. You know, when you're doing pans, I mean, if you really want to get rid of something, if you really want to get rid of the shakes, you're going to have a certain amount, but I mean, if you really want to get rid of the major movements. And I spent about 3 days studying the program and learning how to use it. And what I'm going to be demonstrating in this video is I'm going to demonstrate exactly how to use it with this little short segment. By the way, I took the entire video that I made yesterday and I ran it through the program. It took quite a while. And the resulting file was like 50 gigabytes big. I mean, it was immense. That's the thing about it. When you do this, you're working with uncompressed AVI files, and they can be immense. But this segment shouldn't be that bad, and I should be able to run it, and we should be able to watch it in real time, and that's what I'm hoping, because you can see it's fascinating to watch the program work, because it does so many technical things automatically. So if you want to do this the way I'm doing it, what you need to do is you need to get Corel Video Studio Pro X3 from Amazon for $14. You could get the X4, which is the current version, for $49, but this one will work. Now what we've done, we saved that file, okay, and we're going to X out of there. Save changes to no. I want to keep the original. Now the program I'm talking about, guys, is called VirtualDub. And I'm going to show you how to get rid of the shakes. Okay, you go to get VirtualDub. You search for it online. It only runs with the right. It's a free program, and it's amazing that some of the best programs that are made by man are free. And it's one of these shareware kind of things where people contribute and everything. And the trick to this program is a lot of people. VirtualDub is used by professionals in the industry that do a lot of things. Let me give you an example. If you go to video here and the filters, you'll see there's no filters that are loaded. Well, we're going to add a filter, but if you look here, see the filters, it's got 2-to-1 reduction, blur, chroma smoother, you know, all kinds of different video things that are you know, used in the industry, and these are really professional plugs, and they're all free. When you get VirtualDub, you have to load them up, and you have to look for them. Well, the one plug that we're talking about is called DShaker. DShaker is a plug-in that will get rid of the shakes. And we're going to load it up, and when you load it up in the list, there's 2 passes, and all you got to know is, see, on pass 2 it's doing this side, on pass 1 it's doing this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it on pass 1. I have fiddled with, you know, all the different parameters. We're not going to change anything. We're going to take out of the box parameters for pass 1, and we're going to say OK. See what it says up there: input, output, DShaker, version 3, pass 1. Okay? And then we'll say OK. And now we're going to load open video file. And the file we're looking at is called shakes. Remember, that's the file we just made, that little segment file. And what it does is it brings in on the left what is the original, and then on the right will be what is going to be the edited version. So let's go back up and check the filter. And we do have the shaker on past 1. And then to run it, see this, there's 2 little arrows. You push the second arrow right there. Don't ask me why. And now let's just watch it. And what you see on the left side, this is the original version. And it's mapping all of the, well, it's figuring out what are the prominent characteristic highlight points of the video. And you see it's marking and blocking off, and you'll see segments will be will have the little white dots around them, and then others won't. And we'll just let it do its thing. I find that when you're running these programs like AVI Stack 2 that does the automatic stacking, and in particular RegiStack, see there's RegiStack right there, RegiStack 6, they do the same thing, and you let it run and you can watch it process everything. In particular though, AVI Stack 2 does a lot of processing, and it's fascinating just to set up a batch queue and run 30,000 video segments through that batch queue, with the result then being one picture. And you're watching, just like we are on the right here, we're watching the kind of things moving around and changing and everything, and figuring out and computing. And there's 3 passes altogether. The first pass gets the highlights and figures out how it wants to hold on to things. So when it goes to pass 2, when it starts moving around, then pass 1 stabilizes it, and then pass 3 refines it, and then pass 2 refines it, and then pass 3 lets you save the file out. Now, so you can see how it's moving down, and now you see there's an area with less dots there and there. And I mean, this is all real time. This is just how it works. And I'm doing this because I've been asked to do it, because people want to know how to use this program. And I'm not going into any detail, but I'm showing you how to load this program. One key when you're running this, and let's just let it run, but I'm going to go in here and show you something while it's running. These kind of programs are not installed in Windows. Let's go to the computer and let's go to the program files. So there's 2 directories, program files and program files 86. One is 16-bit and one is 32-bit or 64-bit. And all your programs are loaded in there. You know, when you buy a program at the store and it says install and this and that, and then you can uninstall. Well, those are all loaded into there. Well, these kind of programs here aren't loaded that way. They're not loaded as a part of Windows. They're standalone programs. And when you get a program like that and install it, they actually install them in the documents directory. I don't know why they call it the documents directory. It should be programs directory or programs library, but it's the documents library. And you can see I have a lot of programs like that CamDis program that I was showing you. It's loaded there. I have some, well, Visual Studio Pro It's not loaded there, it's just project data is loaded there. But you can see that this program we're running is called VirtualDub, and there's two versions. VirtualDub 64 and VirtualDub 32. I'm running 64-bit Windows on here, but if you want to use the shaker, you're going to have to load VirtualDub 32, because VirtualDub 32 has the plugin. And what you do is you create a subdirectory under the main directory called plugins 32. And in that directory, you can put all the plugins that deal with the codexes. The plug-in directory is where you put the dshaker.vdf file. And I mean, it's got to be there or it won't work. So you basically search the internet for that dshaker plugin, and then you copy it to that directory, and then it becomes part of the list. Okay, it's just finished, the first pass. So what we're going to do is we'll make the starter go back to there. Now we go to video, go to filters, uncheck first pass. See, now we did that already. Now we add dshaker again. So you're getting so smart watching all this stuff. You're going to be so smart it's just going to give you a case of the big hit. Now you click on pass number 2. Okay, pass number 2. And I'm going to just leave all the parameters the way they are. This is pass number 2, and you say okay, and then say okay. And again, we come down here and hit this second, not the first arrow, the second arrow. And now what it's doing, it's doing refined deshaking. And this one will go quicker than the first one. So anyhow, you go to SourceForge. Just search for VirtualDub on Google, and they have an area up there where you can download it. Download the 32-bit version of VirtualDub. Search the internet for dshaker. Install it according to the README file. Search the internet for other codexes if you want to use them. Install them in the plugin 32 file, and then get yourself an AVI file that is uncompressed. And I showed you just how to do that. You go out and buy Coral Visual Studio for $14, and then drop your thing on the timeline and save it as an uncompressed AVI file. And then read it into this program. And you can kind of look on the right there. See how it's kind of going smoother now? We're going to go on the left and the new one on the right, and we're going to run them when they're done, and you'll see that there is a difference. And it should be smooth, a lot smoother than the original. I don't know that I'm going to use it. I mean, I might use it every once in a while. It takes, number one, too much space. That one 35-minute video took like, almost 100 gigabyte. It was 53 gigabyte when you run it twice, and it just takes a lot of space. And this to a video file, you're introducing artifacts, so you're going to, I don't know, you just have to get used to the way it is. Okay, that has concluded. Go back to the beginning. The third pass is actually saving the file as an AVI file, and we're going to call it shakes done. Okay, and it saves it as an AVI file, and it's look at that little itty bitty file is over 2 gig projected file size. 2,282 megabytes. So you can see this was just a 3 minute, a 4 minute, no, how many, I don't know, it wasn't that long, the file. I was thinking that's how long it's going to take to finish. No, the file itself wasn't that long, a minute or two long. But it takes an awful lot of data. But if you have a need and want to do it, do it. If you're into astronomy and you have some really good video you want to kind of trim out, settle down, do it. That's what it's for. I think it would work real well if you were a car racer or a motorcycle racer, or in amusement parks and riding around on those bumpy rides, and you want to make everything kind of settle down. I'm posting this on YouTube as my series on astronomy, but it can be used for other things. I'm fascinated by this stuff, and I was disappointed when I went outside tonight. The moon was actually, early in the evening there was a wind advisory, and the wind advisory was until 9 o'clock p.m. and it was like blowing 35 mile an hour, gusting. It was pretty bad. The trees were blowing. It was really bad. So I took this telescope out and everything and set it up, but it just. I had some video, and then all of a sudden it went bad, and the clouds, and it's just the way it is. This thing. That's why in astronomy circles, everybody that's in astronomy say, well, clear skies, and clear skies is a term that they use to encourage people to watch and look and hope for clear skies, because you can't watch the moon if it's not clear outside. Okay, this thing is done. Now what we're going to do is we're just simply going to exit. Okay guys, I'm going to show you now side by side what they look like. The way I can do that on this machine is I have a QuickTime player by Apple, one of my favorite companies in all the world. And when you bring up Apple QuickTime, you have an option of saying New Player. And I'll say New Player, and I'll say New Player. Now we have 2 players, and I'll get rid of this, and I'll put my players side by side. I'll read in open file, and on this machine it's under videos, debut. Shakes are going to be on the left side. Now, okay. File, open file. Shakes done, they're going to be on the right side. Okay. I don't care as long as I have 2. Let me get rid of these. Now I've got 4 players. I'll get rid of this one and this one. And let's make them a little bit smaller so they both can fit side by side. Okay. And I'll put that one right there, and that one right there. And I want you to see the difference that VirtualDub did make. Let's make them a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'll try to start these up at the same time.
Structure just like I did. Structure just like I did there. And I'm going to try to take this and probably extract it.
And I'll turn off the sound. Okay, you can see that movement right there was completely eliminated over here. This one's starting to go down and left. There was a kind of a blur that completely eliminated over here to clean the video up a little bit too. So it actually cleans up the video and it makes it smoother. Another blur that was eliminated over here. So you can see it's a cleaned up video. The trade-off though is if you look close enough on this video, see how it goes up and down on the cropping. You'd have to put a crop filter in there, but I mean it cleans it up. It does a pretty good job. And certain kinds of interference might be completely eliminated. Anyhow, that's it, guys. I hope I have better weather tomorrow night, and I wish you and yours clear skies.